What is up, family? In this video, I am going to discuss why it's important for you in 2025 to let it go. And when I say it, I mean people, places, and things. All the things that are not going to serve you and where you are called to go, your destiny, your dreams, you have to let it go. One of the hardest things to do in life, and I think you and I can both agree at this, is when you know something is no longer serving you, when you know something is no longer in your favor, when you know something is no longer giving you what it used to give you, right? You can have milk when you first buy it and it'd be good for you. Cereal tastes good. Peanut butter and jelly tastes good with the milk. But at some point, when something is past its expiration date, what once gave you that nurture, homey, feel-good feeling of nutritional value now can cause harm. What once was good for you can now become toxic for you. And this is why it's so detrimental for us to hang on to things longer than its expiration date. So before I get into this video, I want to ask you this question. I want you to really answer this as truthfully and honestly as possible. Do you believe that there is something that you are holding on to, or maybe even multiple things that you are holding on to right now? As you're watching this, are you holding on to something that is no longer serving you? It can no longer go where you're wanting to go, whether it's a relationship, a belief system, habits, whatever the case is. Can you honestly say that you have things in your life that you have got to let go of? Because I promise you this one thing, no matter how comfortable it may be, no matter how familiar it is, no matter what it makes you feel like in the very moment that you are consuming or doing said activity with said person or whatever it is that you're doing, it is not going to serve you well in 2025 and into your future. The number one thing why I believe I've held on to things longer than I should have, and probably why you are as well, is because it's comfortable. It's familiar, right? You've been in this relationship forever, and it's like a movie that you love, right? I love movies. I love pop culture. I love 80s and 90s movies. One of the reasons why I love it is because I know all the lines. I know when my favorite scene is coming, when I'm not feeling like I'm in the mood, where I'm upset or I'm angry or I'm down. I don't pop in a movie that I haven't seen before. I pop in a movie that I know because it's familiar. But what's familiar can never be new. It can never be exciting again, because you already know what to expect. And one of the reasons why it's hard for us to leave things that's familiar is because we know what's going to happen. It is very predictable. The tough thing about letting things go and embarking on a new journey or a new relationship or a season of singleness or jumping into a new career or starting a new lifestyle or kicking an old habit is because the process of starting something new or embarking on a new journey is not familiar. It's not predictable. You don't know how the story is going to unfold. And so there's a feeling of danger. There's a feeling of uncertainty. There's a feeling of, I don't feel safe doing this. And I really do believe a lot of people stay in things longer than they should because the feeling and the pain of the familiar in that moment doesn't feel as painful as the potential pain of the unknown. At least I know what to expect from this person. At least I know what to expect from this boss. At least I know what to expect from this job or career. I know, even though I'm miserable or I don't like it or I don't feel like I'm my best self, at least I know what to expect here. But I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you that in order for 2025 to be the year that you want it to be, the year that you deserve it to be, you have to be willing to let go of the things that maybe feel good and are comfortable right now, but deep down, you cannot take that to that next level. You can't take it to that next place. You can't take it to that next career or that podcast or that content or that health journey or that marriage that you want. That person that you're dating right now cannot go with you. And that doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It may just mean that that time of them being in your life and you and theirs is up. The season is over. What worked in one season may not work in the next, but you got to be willing to be okay with that and be content with the expiration date being the expiration date and letting it go. You got to throw it away. You can hold on to that milk all you want. You can hold on to that milk. You can hold on to all those expired foods, and you can still eat them if you want to. It's your choice. Do what you want to do. But just know that you're going to get sick. And you can't complain about having food poisoning. You can't complain about being on the toilet for hours and hours. You can't complain because you knew going into it that you were consuming something that no longer was in season. It no longer was fresh. It no longer had nutritional value. It was rotten. It was spoiled. And eventually it was going to cause you to be sick. So what are those things that you're supposed to let go? Is it a relationship? Do you know that this person that you're dating right now or this person that you're pursuing is probably not the one for you? But maybe you say things like, Ace, well, I'm never going to find someone like this. Or Ace, you don't know my situation. I can't find a good woman or a good man like this. Ace, that person, they're going through a tough time, but they're going to come around. You say things like that to protect your situation because you deep down, you're not supposed to be in it. But again, the fear of being single, the uncertainty of singleness, that pain weighs a lot heavier than the pain of your current situation. So you're willing to stay in something that deep down inside is not for you. And if it's not for you, I want to be perfectly clear. Let me step into the frame. If it's not for you, then it can't be for them. I repeat, if the relationship is not for you, then that also means it cannot be for them. So the longer you're staying in something that is not for you, that also means you're allowing yourself knowingly staying in something that is not beneficial to your current partner. And I'm not saying that breaking up is easy. I'm not saying that letting go is easy. But what I am saying is the sooner that you muster up the strength, the courage to say, hey, I love you, or hey, the time for this is up. We're not aligned. We're not equally yoked. We're not going in the same direction. Our value systems are different. I don't know what it is for you, but I'm telling you this. The number one component you are going to have to learn to accept is your value. What's your value? Is where you're wanting to go in 2025. Do you believe that has high value? Do you believe you're worthy of change? Do you believe you're worthy of growth? Do you believe you're worthy of abundance? Do you believe you're worthy of good health, of magnificent relationships and abundance financially? Do you believe that you're worthy of that? Because if you do, then you would value where you want to go more than where you're currently at. And that doesn't mean you got to minimize where you're at. That doesn't mean you got to cast guilt or shame where you are. But it does mean that you have to understand that you are called to a higher place. You are called to a place that's greater than your own understanding, but you're not going to get there if you're still doing childish things, right? Childish things is not going to get you to the next level. You have to be willing to let go of things, right? God wants to bless you with something big, but you got to be willing to let go of something small. And that doesn't mean the small things doesn't feel heavy on your heart. It doesn't mean that it's not going to feel heavy on your mind. It doesn't even mean that it's not going to feel heavy on your spirit. But what it does mean is the longer you hold on to something that's small, it's always going to prevent you from stepping into something that's big. And not just something that's big, something that's for you. Deep down in your spirit that 2025 is going to be the year of letting go. That 2024 and 2023 was supposed to be that. But if you truly want to be all that you're called to be, and you want 2025 to be the greatest year of your life, and I'm believing that it can, I'm hoping that it is for you, it is going to require you to let it go. But here's the problem. Only you know what that thing is. Only you know what it is. The time of texting your friends and trying to get them to agree with how you feel is over. The time of you only reaching out to that one person that is going to convince you to stay in that relationship is over. The time of you delegating and thinking and debating, should you stay or should you go, is over. It's time for you to put on your big boy and your big girl pants on, just like I had to do, and I have to do just like you. I am not different than you. You're looking at the CEO of People Pleasing University, all right? The hardest thing for me was to choose myself. And maybe you're the exact same way. When you're someone that's a people pleaser, like me, the hardest thing for you to do is say no and to choose you. Because the last thing you want to do is to not have someone like you. Whether it's the person that you're dating, whether it's your family member, your friends, or even a stranger that you met at the coffee shop, you don't want anybody not to like you. But in order for me to step into the next level, I had to choose myself. I had to be selfish. Because what I believe, in order to be maximum selfless, you have to be maximum selfish. You have to choose yourself in the moments where you have to save yourself so you can help save other people. In order for you to show up big for others, you got to show up big for yourself first. So if you want 2025 to be the year of impact and influence, of your dreams coming true and your career taking off and your content taking off and your book taking off and your podcast and your relationship, your health taking off, it starts with you making a decision for you first. And so in closing, I want to propose this question. Are you ready to choose you? Are you ready to be your own champion? Are you ready to be the person that you always knew that you could be? Because if you are, and you're still watching this video, it's going to take one hard decision. And that decision is letting go. Only you know what that is. But I promise you, if you muster up the strength to do it, you won't regret it. I hope this video blessed you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a nice comment. And I love you so much. Be safe, be blessed. Welcome to the YouTube channel. And I'll be seeing you soon. Peace.